Hey, welcome to a new video. Could you imagine driving along a highway and seeing so many Amazon packages by the side of the road that you can't even count them? Around Christmas 2024, a remarkable discovery was made in Lakeville, Massachusetts. Around 80 unopened Amazon packages were found there. An Amazon delivery driver, feeling overwhelmed and stressed, decided to leave a significant number of packages by the side of the road, instead of completing her deliveries. Local police were alerted when the packages were discovered, and after investigation, it was found that the packages had been intentionally left behind by the Amazon driver. The police took an understanding approach, recognizing how stressful the job of delivery drivers can be. They contacted the local Amazon distribution center to report the incident and return the packages so they could reach their rightful owners. Fortunately, no charges were filed against the driver, but why she left the packages remains a mystery.
Are you new to this channel? Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And before we start, also like the video.
Thailand, famous for its spiritual and cultural depth, is a country where meditation is woven into daily life. A silently meditating person in a moss-covered forest may seem eerie to outsiders, but actually reflects a deep connection with nature and spiritual discipline. In Thailand, meditation is a core part of Theravada Buddhism, where monks and lay people practice insight meditation to develop mindfulness and self-awareness. The silence of meditation is seen as a way to detach from the distractions of the material world and achieve mental clarity. Forests hold a special place in Thai spirituality because their serene surroundings are ideal for meditative retreats. Forest monks in Thailand often meditate in remote wilderness areas, seeking enlightenment away from the distractions of city life. The image of a person meditating in otherworldly silence also recalls Thailand's rich collection of folklore and superstition. Thai folklore speaks of spirits, hermits, and mystics living in forests, including the legendary Ruisi, who meditated deep in the jungle to gain spiritual power or wisdom. In 2009, a group of teenage boys camping in the forests of Oklahoma had an extraordinary experience. While engaging in their casual camping activities, they were playing with a gas-soaked bottle when they accidentally captured something remarkable on video. Upon reviewing the footage, they were shocked to see a large gray creature moving through the trees, which had gone completely unnoticed at the time. The incident led to various interpretations, with both normal and supernatural theories about the creature's identity. A common explanation is that this creature may have been a misidentified animal. But what animal looks like this? Some believe that the creature could belong to the category of cryptids, mythical creatures like Bigfoot or the Jersey Devil, believed to inhabit forests in remote areas. Another theory suggests that the gray creature could be extraterrestrial. What do you think? And would you stay camping or run straight to your car? Authorities recently issued an urgent warning to cyclists about dangerous traps discovered in the forest. It was reported that a wire had been strung across a trail, posing a severe danger to unsuspecting riders, and potentially causing serious accidents. An investigation is currently underway regarding this dangerous trap found along Rampart Range in rural Douglas County, Colorado. The trap consists of someone tying a strong, nearly invisible wire or cable between two trees. It seems that the person was waiting for a rider to cross the path, which could lead to a fall or worse. This cable was positioned in a spot with limited visibility, making it particularly dangerous for riders. This trap was clearly meant to deter riders in the most harmful way, and unfortunately, this is not an isolated incident. There have been previous reports of similar dangers, including hidden holes, broken glass, nails, and even homemade stop-stick versions. Had it not been for the vigilance of the riding community, these traps could have had severe consequences. A fascinating video filmed by an observer deep in the forest shows what appears to be a huge crocodile resting against a rock wall. The creature seems to be more than 79 inches or 2 meters long, with a striking combination of patterns and leathery skin that resembles that of a crocodile. Due to the angle and positioning in the video, it remains unclear whether it's a living reptile or just a cleverly shaped and carved rock formation. Crocodiles are well known for their incredible ability to camouflage in their surroundings, thanks to their unique skin texture and color. Their scales display a range of earthy tones, including green, brown, and gray, which mimic the natural elements of their environment. This camouflage is crucial for their survival, as it allows them to ambush prey while remaining undetected. The intricate patterns on their skin often resemble the textures of rocks and vegetation, making it even harder to distinguish a crocodile from its surroundings. Could this stone be coincidentally shaped like a croc, or could it be a petrified megacrocodile from the past, now fossilized in the forest? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. One day, a man ventured into the forest, seeking peace, or maybe adventure. But what he felt there was far from ordinary, a presence that seemed almost otherworldly. Alongside a group of fellow explorers, he began to wonder, could this entity be from another dimension? The deeper they went into the woods, the stronger the feeling became that something or someone was watching them. Some assumed that it might just be a hunter hiding among the trees, but for those who were there, it felt anything but human. Later, while reviewing photos, he was shocked to discover a strange, half-hidden figure lurking behind a tree, an eerie, multidimensional creature. The exact location remains unknown, but the sunbeams piercing through the forest created a deeply unsettling atmosphere. Some believe it was a ghost, or perhaps even part of a secret ritual by a hidden cult. It's all speculation, of course, but that only adds to the mystery. Who knows? Maybe someone out there knows more, and this man merely caught a glimpse of something that doesn't belong in our world. What do you think? Deep in the heart of the Amazon, where the jungle is thick and shrouded in mystery, researchers stumbled upon a discovery that gave them goosebumps. What they found wasn't like any known creature. It looked like something straight out of a nightmare. Through the dense foliage, they spotted something moving in a slow, rhythmic manner. As they crept closer, they saw a being that didn't match anything found in biology books. It vaguely resembled a turtle, but that similarity ended quickly. Its body shimmered as if it was made of metal, and from underneath emerged several limbs moving in a mechanical, unnatural rhythm. Was it a new species, a living organism, or something not from this world? Overwhelmed, the researchers backed away. The Amazon's home to strange creatures, but this felt different. No sounds, no smells, just that single bizarre being, moving as if it had a purpose. To this day, no one knows what they really saw, but one thing's certain, the jungle was keeping a secret. In a hole in the ground resembling a cave, some suspect an alien origin, but no one knows who built it or where it leads. The entrance is carved directly into rock, suggesting that humans may not be the only ones creating underground bunkers or shelters. A team of experienced hunters and explorers believed they'd found a hidden treasure or storage site, but what they encountered was far stranger. Deep in rugged terrain, they discovered a concealed door in the rock wall, camouflaged so perfectly it blended into the surroundings. Notably, there was a small grill or vent embedded in the stone, hinting at an internal ventilation system running deep into the mountain. Upon closer inspection, it turned out to be no natural cave, but a massive man-made chamber, carved in astonishing detail. There were no signs of recent life, no footprints, no tools, no activity. The question remains, who built this? Why was it so carefully hidden? And perhaps most disturbing, where did the inhabitants go? If you head into the woods looking for a witch, chances are she'll find you first. Or in this case, after hours of searching, the witch was already waiting. This YouTuber set out to find a real-life Chudal, a witch from South Asian folklore. Instead of peace, he encountered something that started following him. Panic grew as he approached a particularly eerie part of the forest. Suddenly, he realized there were fresh eyes staring at him from the darkness. Within seconds, he bolted, abandoning the hunt, because the witch had found him. But what kind of witch was this? The Chudal is a supernatural figure from the folk stories of India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. According to legend, she's the ghost of a woman who died tragically, often betrayed by her husband or in-laws. She returns from the dead, seeking revenge or to complete unfinished business. Known for her shape-shifting abilities, she lures men by appearing as a beautiful woman, until it's too late. One of her creepiest traits, her feet face backwards, revealing her true nature before her terrifying form becomes fully visible. While browsing a hiking group in British Columbia on Facebook, someone came across a fascinating comment on a photo, shared by an elderly woman. It was a Chilliwack hiking group, completely unrelated to Sasquatch sightings. According to the woman, she took this photo on Vancouver Island, which would be an unusual location for someone to don a frightening costume to scare others. Perhaps it was a person with a werewolf or Bigfoot mask, something you'd find in a Halloween store. But upon closer inspection, the hairline seems to run further back, and the mask fits snugly, making the creature look authentically and genuinely terrifying. Additionally, the fact that it was shared years later adds to this intrigue. Traditionally, Sasquatch sightings in British Columbia have been documented for hundreds of years, often describing a creature resembling a hairy being of terrifying stature. But what exactly do we see in this photo remains a mystery to this day. What do you think it is?
The Lukuga River in the Democratic Republic of Congo is fascinating with both historical and ecological significance. This river, flowing from the western part of Lake Tanganyika, serves as a crucial link between the lake of the Congo River Basin. In the past, this river was vital for transportation and trade routes in the region, especially during the colonial era. However, this river comes with challenges and dangers. Strong currents and whirlpools make navigation hazardous, and fluctuating water levels further contribute to these risks. Additionally, the environment around the Lukuga is threatened by human activities such as deforestation, mining, and pollution, which have serious consequences for the health of the river ecosystem. Moreover, it harbors dangers due to the presence of crocodiles and hippos in the area. Some parts of this river are also known as the underwater graveyard.
Dinosaurs in the Amazon rainforest. Imagine looking down from the sky and seeing rows of spines on the back of a massive dinosaur. A Margosaurus was a sauropod dinosaur that lived in what is now Argentina during the early Cretaceous period, approximately 130 to 120 million years ago. It was a dinosaur that could reach a length of up to 33 feet or 10 meters and weigh about 3 tons. A Margosaurus is known for the row of tall spines running along its neck and back, which may have been used for defense. Its neck was relatively short for a sauropod, and its head was quite small and narrow with teeth that resembled pegs. It likely moved in herds and fed on vegetation, using its long neck to reach high branches and leaves. The tall spines along a Margosaurus's neck were likely covered in keratin, a protein that provides structure to horns, antlers, and other similar structures. Fossil remains of this creature have been found in the La Amarga Formation in northern Patagonia. Recent studies have also suggested that this dinosaur may have been semi-aquatic, with adaptations that allowed it to wade in shallow water and even swim. If you wander through the rainforest long enough, at some point you'll come across an insect that looks very strange. Peanut head, as the insect's called, is only 3.5 inches or 90 millimeters in length and has large false eyes on its wings to scare off enemies. Although it's not a fly, peanut head insects belong to a family of lanternflies that also have the same elongated structures from the top of their heads. It's not every day you discover a new species of jellyfish of this size that looks like it could grab you with a single sting, but that's exactly what happened to diver Dorian Borchards in Papua New Guinea. On a vacation, Dorian turned on his camera just in time to see the unusual, almost transparent jellyfish swimming beside him. This was a groundbreaking revelation and a unique sighting. This jellyfish has only shown itself once to the world before, more than a quarter century ago. In May 1997, it was seen off the Great Barrier Reef off the coast of far north Queensland. As beautiful as the jellyfish looks, this new species of jellyfish is probably very toxic and also a fast swimmer. The village of Pluckley, located in Kent, has the reputation of being the most haunted village in the United Kingdom. With over 40 active ghosts, not all of them are friendly. Reports began to pour in about deafening screams coming from the woods, both during the day and at night. Additionally, there are known shadows that follow those brave enough to venture into the forest. It's speculated that the most prominent spirits in the woods are an 18th century colonel, who tragically took his own life in the underbrush, and a highwayman who was arrested by local villagers in the same century. Interestingly, this place is also home to some of the oldest Neolithic sites in the world. Could it be possible that these locations emit some strange form of energy, acting as a catalyst for these restless spirits?
These figures are believed to be the vessels containing sacred substances and are activated by supernatural forces. Nkisi figures, as they're called, constitute a significant part of the artistic and spiritual traditions of the Congo people in the DRC and surrounding regions. They're believed to have the power to reveal sources of suffering, heal illnesses, protect individuals or communities, and even punish wrongdoers. These figures can serve to take oaths, resolve disputes or lawsuits, act as avengers, or guard against witchcraft or malevolent acts. They are usually made of wood and often take on anthropomorphic form, depicting humans or animals. The statues were carved by skilled craftsmen and then activated by ritual specialists known as Nganga. The Nganga fills cavities in the figure. Typically in the head and the abdominal regions. It's filled with sacred substances, such as ashes, earth, herbs, and animal parts. Sometimes they also fill it with other materials believed to possess medicinal and magical properties. Each inserted object serves a purpose and may represent a specific request, vow, or binding agreement.
Arctotherium was a genus of short-faced bears that lived in Central and South America during the Pleistocene epoch, approximately 2.6 million to 11,000 years ago. Fossil remains have been found throughout Central and South America, including Brazil, Argentina, and Chile. It's one of the largest known bears, with some individuals reaching a height of over 11 feet, or 3.35 meters, and weighing up to 3,528 pounds, or 1,600 kilograms. Arctotherium had a short snout and smaller premolars at the front of its mouth, characteristic of animals that primarily eat meat. The bear was likely a dominant predator in its environment, feeding on the large mammals such as llamas, mastodons, and giant armadillos. Arctotherium is believed to have become extinct towards the end of the last ice age, possibly due to climate change or human hunting. It had a powerful bite force, capable of easily crushing the bones of its prey. Some researchers have suggested that Arctotherium may have had a social structure similar to that of modern wolves, hunting in groups. Fossil evidence indicates that Arctotherium may have coexisted and competed with other large predators such as famous saber-toothed cat Smilodon. The leaf-tailed gecko is a lizard that has mesmerizing mottled patterns with giant eyes. They come in different colors, including gold, silver, or brown, but its superpower is that it can blend flawlessly into its surroundings. Not only his colors, but it can also blend in with the shapes and vegetation of the Amazon. So if you're walking through the rainforest, you probably wouldn't notice them right away. Mount Liko is carefully hidden in the rainforest in Mozambique's Alto-Maloque district. It's completely protected by a steep rock circle and has barely been explored. Not many people can visit this beautiful area because it's not that easy to get to. Interestingly, locals knew about this hidden place, but it was a secret from others for a long time. Only 6 years ago, the mountain became known to the public.
If there's one place on Earth where dinosaurs could still be living, it's probably Papua New Guinea. Witnesses report seeing dinosaurs, and we're not usually just talking about the fossils that have been found. Researchers claim to have spotted a dinosaur-like creature several times as it roamed in the rainforest. The name of this dinosaur is the Papuan iguanodon. It is described as 10 feet, or 3 meters in length, gray-colored, with the head of a dog and the tail of a crocodile. According to some reports, it had legs as thick as trunks of coconut palms. The most recent sighting occurred in the rainforest near the village of Tinganavadu. Other sightings occurred in December 1999 and in March 2004, and in other areas including Lake Murray and Western Province. Could this really be a dinosaur species that miraculously survived the mass extinction? What do you think?
The Blair Witch Project was supposed to be fiction, but what many may not realize is that most of the film was entirely improvised. The actors ventured into the woods themselves and were only given subtle hints about what was supposed to happen. This opened up the possibility of accidentally capturing something truly supernatural or even paranormal on camera. According to a YouTuber named Shaw Drowned, the actors managed to capture a glimpse of the Blair Witch, or some other witch on camera, just before they got deeper into the woods. This makes you wonder if there's indeed witches that can roam forests. Take another look at this video and you'll notice the moment of a sudden appearance of a head behind the car. The background story comes from 1785 in the town of Blair, where a woman named Ellie Kedward was accused of witchcraft. She allegedly lured children to her house to draw blood from them. The townspeople condemned her for witchcraft and banished her to the woods during a harsh winter, where she was presumed dead. However, it's said that in October 1994, 3 student filmmakers ventured into the Black Hills Forest to film a documentary about the legend of the Blair Witch. The eerie part of the story is that they were never seen again afterward. The Blair Witch would haunt the Black Hills Forest as a malevolent spirit, and people entering the forest report spooky sounds, as well as sightings of strange figures and feelings of being pursued.
In this video, we see a person connecting 2 ends with a wire and a rock, resulting in the wire lighting up. Viral videos capturing the phenomenon of electrically charged rocks in the DRC have intrigued internet users. It even reminds some people of the fictional land of Wakanda from the Marvel Universe's Black Panther films. According to experts interviewed, the videos circulating on social media show a rock likely composed of pyrite, a common mineral known for its electrical conductivity. Unfortunately, no scientific explanation has been found for what appears to be a magical rock. However, certain rocks and minerals have the ability to conduct electricity. This property is determined by the presence of free electrons or ions within the material. Metals like copper, silver, and gold are excellent conductors of electricity due to their atomic structure and the mobility of their electrons. Others claim that these rocks are merely a hoax and would not have electrical properties. What do you believe? Let me know in the comments.
Glyptodon was a genus of herbivorous glyptodons that lived in what is now North and South America, approximately 11,000 years ago. Their body armor consists of heavy bone segments that had hard bumps or plates and overlapped like roof tiles, forming a turtle-like shell. The shell could reach a diameter of 5 feet or 1.5 meters and served as protection against predators such as giant birds and saber-toothed cats. Despite its invincible armor, Glyptodon was still vulnerable to threats such as hunting and climate change, which may have led to its ultimate extinction. Unlike a regular turtle, it couldn't retract into its shell. Scientists believe that Glyptodon was a close relative of modern armadillos, sharing many anatomical features. Fossil remains of this extinct animal have been discovered throughout the North and South America. However, recent studies suggest that Glyptodon had a flexible, muscular tail that could be used for both defense and communication. Although the creature is often depicted as a solitary being, fossil evidence suggests that they exhibited social behavior, including forming herds for protection against predators. The Amazon and Orinoco basins are home to a population of the Mata turtle. You can distinguish it by its shell and by the cones that are sticking out of it. The cones come from ridges that span the turtle's shell from front to back. Study its features and you will not be disappointed. Their necks are covered with warts and even more ridges, and their snout, which is tubular, is used as a snorkel. The Mayans are one of the most interesting ancient civilizations that have ever lived in our world, and recently the earliest evidence of the Mayan calendar was found. The find was hidden in an ancient temple, and 2 fragments were found with 7 deer on them. According to the researchers, the fragments date back from between 300 and 200 BC, and this means that the calendar was also used by many other cultures for at least 2,300 years. One of the most reliable and infamous UFO sightings apparently took place not at the town of Roswell in New Mexico, but in Papua New Guinea more than 50 years ago. The account of the incident is by an Australian missionary, and a total of 37 associates are said to have said the same thing. Prior to the famous incident, Bowenai locals had experienced several reports of strange occurrences, all claiming to have spotted a UFO. On the day of the incident, there was a great deal of continuous UFO activity. Although the spaceship in question was described as alien and dish-shaped, the beings on board were said to look more like humans than anything else. At one point, Willie and Gil, the missionary, waved at them and they waved back. Finally, William went back inside when it looked like the UFO wasn't going anywhere. And then there was an explosion, if William's detailed story is to be believed, and then the spaceship disappeared again.
Encountering an urban legend can be quite terrifying, especially when it follows you into the woods. These guys were reviewing some photos of their hike and discovered that there was something following them that they hadn't noticed at the time. They were crossing the street from the woods when one of their parents took this photo. It wasn't until a second look at the photo that they noticed a figure with unhealthily long legs trailing them out of the woods. And it also appears as if the person is wearing a suit. But who then was the one trailing them into the woods? Are you familiar with the legend of Slenderman? Slenderman is depicted as an unnaturally tall and thin figure, with a featureless face. He often wears a black suit and has elongated, tentacle-like protrusions from his back. Slenderman is typically depicted in wooded areas or suburbs, lurking in the background. According to the mythology that developed around him, he stalks, abducts, and traumatizes people, especially children. The Baka tribe in the Democratic Republic of Congo is an indigenous ethnic group known for their rich cultural heritage and traditional way of life. They mainly reside in the northeastern part of the country, where they maintain a close connection with the natural environment and engage in subsistence farming and hunting. The primary spirit revered by the Baka tribe is known as Gengi and is associated with the forest. Gengi is considered a parental figure and guardian of the Baka people. They believe that this spirit provides hope and contributes to the stability of their society. Furthermore, the Baka tribe believes in a spirit called Kamba, who is believed to have created the world in the rainforest. The tribe places great emphasis on the power of spirits and relies on medicinal beliefs and diviners known as Bange. The Baka people obediently follow the order of the Bange without questioning. Rituals are performed by individuals known within specific Baka clans as the father of the spirit. When these individuals from different clans come together, they exchange and share rituals, leading to the creation of new variations. The rituals often involve dancing, singing, and various physical actions to honor the spirit of the forest. Some of the most well-known rituals of the tribe performed are the Gengi and the Luma.
If you thought the Nile crocodile was the worst nature could produce, then you haven't met this Amazonian beast. Purussaurus was an extinct genus of giant caimans that lived during the Miocene epoch in what is now South America. It was one of the largest reptiles to exist after the extinction of the dinosaurs, reaching lengths of up to 41 feet or 12.5 meters and weighing up to 8 tons. The immense size of the Purussaurus allowed it to prey on large animals such as early elephants, giant sloths, and even other crocodiles. The creature's teeth were among the largest of known crocodilians, with some measuring up to 1 foot or 30 centimeters long. Purussaurus was considered a semi-aquatic predator, with adaptations such as a flattened body and powerful tail for swimming and hunting in rivers and swamps. Its fossil remains have been discovered throughout South America, including Brazil, Peru, Colombia, and Venezuela. How big of a spider do you have to be to eat birds? Meet the Goliath bird eater, from which any arachnophobe will run away screaming. This is the largest arachnid in the world and is common in the Amazon. Although their diet does not consist entirely of birds, they're strong enough to go after them when necessary. The spider's hunting method includes rubbing their legs to launch harpoon-shaped barbed hairs into other people's eyes and skin. Can trees walk? You probably thought this was impossible, but apparently in the jungle they can. Meet Socratea exoriza, which is also called walking palm tree, because it really can walk. No, that doesn't mean you'll find the tree on the other side of the forest the next day, but it has an unusual root system with many small roots that look like legs. Guides in the area use this info to tell tourists different stories about the tree's abilities. If you're wary of crawling critters, you better reconsider hiking through the forest of Papua New Guinea. It's said to be home to a Congolese giant spider that has a wingspan of 5 to 6 feet, or 1.5 to 1.8 meters long. In other words, it's as big as a person. Sightings of this giant spider, also called the Jaba Fofi, date back to the year 1938. In that year, a group of people claimed to have seen a giant spider crawling across the road. Since then, there have been other encounters, including one where someone claimed the spider had bitten them. However, these daily activities of the giant spiders are still a mystery, but it's suspected that it lives in the shallow tunnels camouflaged by leaves. Their home base is a large dense tree where it creates a giant web, in which it catches their victims. Entering this next trail is strongly discouraged, as emphasized by the poignant message on the sign at the entrance: litter makes angels cry. Nestled in Constitution Lakes Park in Atlanta lies a unique nature area that has an unmistakable urban character. Once the site of an abandoned 19th century brick factory, it now thrives as a haven for bird watchers and sanctuary for wildlife. Running through this remarkable landscape is a short hiking trail known as the Doll's Head Trail, a trail specifically designed and dedicated to the art of found objects. Over half a century has passed since the brick factory ceased its operations. The county acquired the property in 2003 and transformed it into an expansive 125-acre nature preserve, and created paved paths and boardwalks around the scenic ponds. A local carpenter conceived the Doll's Head Trail as an art project using discarded doll parts and other debris scattered across the area. He encouraged visitors to contribute their own found art, resulting in an engaging collection that continues to grow.
Nguma-Monene is a legendary creature or cryptid believed to inhabit the swamps and rivers of the Congo Basin, primarily in the DRC and Cameroon. Descriptions of this creature vary, but it's often described as a large dinosaur-like creature resembling a sauropod or long-necked dinosaur. Witnesses claim it has a long neck, a small head, a long tail, and a massive body. Some reports suggest it has a series of humps or protrusions on its back. It also is said to be herbivorous and potentially aggressive when provoked. This creature has garnered attention in cryptozoology and popular culture due to claims of its existence, similar to other legendary creatures like the Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot. The legend originates from local African folklore and the oral traditions of indigenous peoples living in the Congo Basin. The creature is part of the beliefs and stories of various tribes, including Pygmies and Bantu-speaking communities. Some local residents believe that this creature possesses supernatural powers and can bring both blessings and misfortunes to those who encounter it.
Macrauchenia was a herbivorous mammal that lived in South America during the late Miocene epoch, approximately 7 million years ago. It was characterized by its long neck and slender body, which allowed for efficient grazing of tall vegetation. Despite being an ungulate, Macrauchenia's 3 toes suggest it may have been more closely related to modern camels and llamas than to horses and deer. The first fossils of this creature were discovered in the early 20th century, but its unusual anatomy led to much more debate about its evolutionary relationships until genetic evidence was discovered in the early 21st century. It's believed that Macrauchenia lived in open savanna-like habitats, where it likely fell prey to large predators, such as saber-toothed cats and terrestrial birds. This animal became extinct approximately 11,000 years ago, around the time of the last ice age, possibly due to overhunting by early humans or changes in its habitat. The Amazon has always been a place of mythological rumors, but every once in a while, something turns out that actually exists. Indeed, the ghost dogs of the Amazon rainforest are real. They are the least studied dog species in the world, and they have gained ghost status because of how little they're seen. One of the longest sightings was from a scientist who saw one for 20 seconds before the dog fled again. Unlike other dogs, Amazonian ghost dogs are solitary creatures. Chimpanzees are considered the closest relatives of humans. Our DNA is 99% the same as theirs. However, in 2003, a new species was discovered and named the Bili apes. This species was a very large and aggressive ape that howled at the moon, ate large predators, and nested like gorillas. They found this species in the village of Bili in Democratic Republic of Congo, hence the name Bili apes.
This is a famous photograph taken in Papua New Guinea in 1961 of 4 men pushing a giant skull on a cart. Could this be proof of giants once existing? Who knows, but this would not have been the only time a mysterious skull was found. An even older specimen was discovered in 1929. Once thought to be the skull of an extinct human species, turned out to have a darker past. Papua New Guinea turned out to be the home to the world's oldest recorded human tsunami victim. The partial skull was found near the town of Atape. It is Homo sapiens, our species, and not Homo erectus, which went extinct 140,000 years ago. The tsunami that occurred 6,000 years ago seemed to wipe out villages and wipe out everyone in the area. An even more chilling fact is that only the skull was discovered. This is thought to have happened because the bodies were washed into lagoons where crocodiles ate them.
What's the scariest thing you've ever found in the woods? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos we've made, click one on the screen or take a look at the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.